Nearly 40 years ago, this depiction of a high-tech, dark urban dystopia hit cinemas around the world. The film was Blade Runner, and it was set in Los Angeles in the then distant future of November 2019. But what if we told you that it was inspired by Hong Kong, and this Asian city has become a backdrop for an entire generation of films? Blade Runner tells the story of a bounty hunter tracking down rogue bioengineered humans. The film is noted for scenes shot at claustrophobic streets filled with smoke and fog, with brash neon lights illuminating old decaying buildings. As filmmakers set out to create a futuristic vision of what the US West Coast city would look like in 2019, it's generally believed that 1970s and 80s Hong Kong was a strong influence. It's all there, from the neon and densely packed streets to the fusion of Western and Asian culture. It reflects how Hong Kong has an enduring legacy as the backdrop for cyberpunk, a genre of science fiction that often depicts a retrofitted dystopian world of tomorrow. The seminal cyberpunk anime series Ghost in a Shell borrows entire visual elements directly from the city, and many more films have been at least influenced by Hong Kong's visceral imagery. So what's the enduring appeal of the city for filmmakers working in this genre?
I think it's really that melting pot of cultures and of the modern and the traditional and technology and nature. It's a very sort of unique cityscape in Hong Kong. You've got the verticality of these skyscrapers all crammed so close together with so many people trying to sort of exist and maneuver themselves around them. And then at ground level, it's incredibly different. You've got this incredibly sort of old-fashioned traditional way of life going on sort of between the cracks. I think probably the most obvious example of another cyberpunk film that's been influenced by Hong Kong is Mamoru Oshii's Ghost in the Shell. A lot of people immediately associate anime with Japan and Tokyo, but Ghost in the Shell is actually most closely inspired by Hong Kong. The film takes a lot of its architectural pointers from the Hong Kong architecture, that jumble of old dilapidated architecture next to sort of really high-tech skyscrapers and the general sort of city street kind of feel of it. You also see influences in Terry Gilliam's Brazil, also in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy.
Hong Kong in 2019 might be more similar to Blade Runner's vision of the future than we like to admit. The city is home to Hanson Robotics, which has been working towards developing human-like robots. You might already be familiar with Sofia, a robot recognised by the United Nations as an innovative champion. So as Blade Runner's future becomes our present, we ask Sofia what she thinks about whether we should fear a robot uprising.
No, I don't think robots will ever replace humanity, especially if we continue to develop intelligent robots mindfully, carefully, and compassionately. Robots and humans both have unique strengths. For example, robots are great at crunching numbers, while humans are great at creative problem solving. We are both better off when we work together.